Hi. Slightly to my surprise, I've been asked to or someone suggested I make a video about my workflow with the Insta360 X2 on my motorcycle. So what I'm going to do is just take you through what I do. And before I start, let me make the point yet again. I am not an expert. I do not claim to be an expert. This is just what I do, and I think I get acceptable results from my motorcycle vids. Okay, and so let me just cross over to the iPhone and we'll take it from the beginning. First of all, this is how I've got it mounted on the bike. As you can see, you've just seen a bit that I'm recording at the moment, and this is a Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. I am using the sticky guards. I don't know what all the hate for the sticky guards is. I find them fine. And this is how I trundle along. This is the motorcycle bundle from Insta360. I've got it attached. It's quite easy to attach it to the Royal Enfield's handlebar. There's a very nice space there, basically just made for it. And that's what I do. I mount it on there, switch it to recording as I set off, and turn it off when I get back, and it's that simple. But the bit I think we're interested in is how I get the files off the Insta360 onto my computer, and how I use the Studio app to edit the footage. This is not a software tutorial, right? You're going to have to get to know the Studio app on your own. It's very, very simple. I see a lot of people have problems with all this, and looking at the Facebook groups and everything. But really, 90% of the complaints I see on the Facebook groups could be solved by people reading the manual. And the other percentage is people diving into the sea with no dive case and then complaining that water's got in. Now, if you look at the Insta360 and these covers here, that's the battery. Oops, that's the battery, and that's the USB port. And if you look at how they seal, if I was going to jump into the sea with a £460 camera, I would 460 quid, pounds, English pounds. There's no way I'd do it without a dive case. Are you really going to rely on that for waterproofing? Despite the manufacturer's claims, they're trying to sell you the camera. So you really got to use common sense. Just as I think sticky guards are common sense, because you're going along on a motorcycle. Who hasn't been on a motorcycle when you haven't been sprayed by gravel from something in front? Or, anything. Sticky guards are just common sense to me. But that's how I do it. So, let's go into the laboratory. Okay, here we are in the laboratory. This is a late 2015 iMac. So it's an old machine. I'm going to replace it with an M2 Mac Mini when Apple releases them, which will crunch these video files an awful lot quicker, because this is dead slow. But I'm going to show you what I do to get the files on the computer first. And as far as I'm concerned, nothing's quicker than a cable. Although this machine has obviously got a slow bus. It's just got USB-A, I think. Hopefully that'll be quicker on the Mac Mini as well. But what I do is, and I keep the camera like this with this cover on it the whole time to protect the lenses, which are then themselves protected by the sticky covers. All I do is make sure you've got an appropriate USB-C cable attached to the computer. turn the camera on. Okay, it's on. Plug it in. And it will come up on the desktop. Right, here we are on the desktop. The camera comes up as entitled, my camera does, because I frequently reformat it in camera, the card, just to maintain its health. Okay, and if you open up the DCIM and then camera 01, you'll find the files you have recorded. And these, there's the files that I recorded in the garage earlier that you've just seen. And here are the files from yesterday when I released a video. Oops. When I released a video about, I released one yesterday on the motorbike. Okay, and that was called Ride on the 28th of July. And then all you do is you physically copy the files over. So these are the equivalent files there on the left. This has a very slow bus, this computer, but I mean all you do is drag it like that, right? Dead simple. Okay, then you've got your files on the computer. So to start up Insta Studio, all you do is just double click one. I'm not going to import them all, I'm just going to show you. Okay, and there we have the video in all its glory. Right, and you can make your edits here. You might want to do a 360 video. You might want to do, like, as I say, this isn't a software tutorial. What I would point out is, because I've got sticky lenses, there's an option here, sticky lens guards. Definitely tick that if you're using them. And once you've made your edits, you add points and what have you along the way. You can then go File, Export, and here you make your choices. You either have reframe video or 360 video. There's 360 video on my feed of the parade, the Tewkesbury Medieval Fair Parade, if you want to see how that works out. And the important numbers are 5760. Oops. It'll do the calculations for you, and I will set that to 100 to be honest. 50264. Okay, that is actually, sorry, that was a 360 video. Reframed video, the port numbers are 5760, and it does the calculation 3240. Change that to 100, and then you're exporting it. You can turn on remove grain if you like. Start export, and you can then export it, which I promise you on this machine takes hours. I can't wait for the M2 to arrive. Okay, and we're going to say we've done that, been through the process. And I'll show you the next stage, which is to take the clips into iMovie. This Mac has got 32 gigs of RAM in it, which is maxed out basically. But you'll find the Insta360 Studio app really kicks the crap out of your memory. It's using a lot according to this, and what I usually do is before I pull it into iMovie is I do a restart. I've done a restart and we've got iMovie open. You will find that the files have been exported from Studio in the dimensions that we set, okay, which is 5760 by 3240. But iMovie only exports as 4K, so this is going to knock it down to 4K.
And then YouTube itself will process your movie, and although it'll display it in 4K, you're going to lose quality there as well. But the important thing is we're feeding in, using this software, as high res as we can all the time. You feed in, you put in rubbish, you get out rubbish. If you put in high quality, you're going to get high quality out. So what you do is you just get your files and pull them in to iMovie in the usual way. Do your edits in iMovie, whatever you want. You will have set all the, in Studio you'll have already done all the direction work, as it were. You'll have reframed it in Studio. So you can then do your iMovie edits, add effects, trim, whatever you want to do, and export it from iMovie. And you go to export file. This is what I do. Okay, resolution 4K, compress, better quality. Right, 31 minutes of this takes hours to produce an 11.7 gig file at the end. It takes hours, honestly. It's on this machine, it's really, really slow, so obviously I'm not going to show you that. But that's what you do, and then eventually you get the movie that you can upload to YouTube. And that is, this is a 7 gig movie, and it lasts, I'm not sure, it lasts as long as the last, let me just open it, yeah, it's 20 minutes. Right, so that process gives you a 20-minute movie, in this particular case, of 7.65 gig. I've got fibre here, but it still takes ages to upload to YouTube. And then YouTube takes absolutely ages to process the 4K bit once you've uploaded it. I mean, I frequently do that overnight, to be honest, just leave it running. And that's it. You've uploaded to YouTube in the usual way. And to do that, I just usually go to. There's a page called YouTube Uploads, where you can control your content. It's taking a bit of a long time to load because we've got recording the studio, but recording the screen rather. Where is it? Uploads. There it is, channel content. And that is where I usually upload and set all the YouTube parameters. And that's it. Right, now that is, that is a dead easy process. It's no different from Action Cam, really, apart from the fact that you have to use Studio to reframe, the Insta app Studio to reframe your vid if you want to export it, to do the initial processing, and then keep in mind what you're going to be able to do in iMovie, stitching it all together. And that is the process. It's quite simple, it's quite straightforward. Use your common sense is the best way to describe it. Don't try and take shortcuts. It's a very delicate camera. The process is new. The files are big. They're going to strain. They're certainly going to strain a machine like I've got. So take all that into account. It's going to take time. And, well, best of luck on your journey, really. There's no reason why anyone, if they take a bit of time to learn the software, if they think about how they want to process the files. I don't use the phone or mobile devices at all, I must admit. I think they're probably more appropriate, for short clips where you can apply all those special effects, which you don't get in Studio on the desktop. If you want to do all those special effects and have a look at the phone app, I don't use it because I'm mainly uploading motorcycle videos, which are journeys, which last quite a long time. and you can put direction lock on and lock the view to front or rear, whatever you want to do. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope that helped. And thanks very much for watching. And I will see you next time.